Yo guys, what is up? Welcome to TSO Crypto, your home for Crypto TA. I am your host Martin, and today we're going to be looking at new targets for crypto. If you're catching this from live, welcome, and if you're catching the replay and having suggestions, leave a comment below. You know what to do. So let's get going with this. What is happening with the markets, guys? Again, if you want to join us on Discord, links pinned at the top of the chat. So let's get rolling. Let's see what's happening with the markets. All right. Market cap, where are we at? We got pulled back today a little bit, right? We talked about this yesterday. If you were in the stream last night, it's not going to be foreign to you. We talked on the short time scales. There was bearish divergence all over the place, all over crypto. Talked about potential moving down, maybe back to some levels. We did that, precisely that, right? We moved down, hit this area here, confirming this is a sort of support again, right? The like 2.51 trillion mark for market cap. And now we're trying to break that 2.65. If we do break it, we're looking at 2.9 as a target. Maybe up here, 2.9, yeah. So that would be our next target on a movement up. Okay, so that's what we're going to be calling for a target on a moving down. And on moving down, we're going to back to support here, right? 2.51, somewhere around there. For market cap, all right? There's really nothing else developing since yesterday on the daily for market cap. So we just moved a little bit, but more or less stagnated for the day. Right, down and up, and we almost opened where we closed, and right now we're making whatever we lost yesterday. So the story is really unchanged from yesterday. Let's go to the Bitcoin and see what's happening with the Bitcoin. Oh no, it's a Bitcoin. Alrighty, let's have this chart pop up here. This is the chart we usually look at. Nah, it's not this one. It's this one. All right, so we're going to be looking at this chart real quick. I just waiting for it to load. 72,000 for Bitcoin. That's quite a pretty penny, right? Got into Bitcoin now. This thing's not loading. I'm just waiting for it to load. I know it's not loading because all this stuff that's down here is not here. So it just takes a little bit. Now that I'm trying to shift it, it's not working. So it's going to load. It's just heavy, I think. There we go. All right. So market, what do we have? We had the bearish divergence. Remember, we talked about this yesterday. We had the bearish divergence here, right? We didn't call it live because we weren't here that day, but we called it yesterday, and we talked about how that was going to play out. It was going to put pressure on the price, getting us to move down a bit, right? So that's what's happening. Then we moved higher here, and then within the same island, we're finally confirming a divergence as well. Right, the bearish divergence here within the same island. But I didn't draw it here because I said it was going to probably play more here of the RSI, but we still had it against the MACD, and that is good. I mean, there's really nothing going on there as far as we're going to move down a bit. And that's precisely what we did. So again, really nothing wrong there. Went back down, hit support here, right at this what used to be the previous all-time high, 69,000. Right, we dipped a little bit below it here on this chart. We did get to a low of 68,670. So a couple $100 there below target. I really wish that Bitcoin would have just closed at that level and then started to move up from there. Because then it would have confirmed that support as a closing, not as a bounce. When it closed there, sort of, yes, it held, right? But I think the movement would have been more powerful if we were to have closed here and then just open here and then just start to move back up. It would have confirmed a support. And we need to confirm this area of support. We just basically broke above it 2 days ago, right? Confirming, breaking above it. And now we just back tested it real quick, but we're not confirming it yet. It just kind of held, and it didn't even hold precisely at that level. So we're going to go into some smaller areas here for Bitcoin because we do want to see potential targets to the upside, but we're not going to get those on the daily for Bitcoin right now. We're going to get them on the shorter time scales, okay? So we're going to jump onto the 4 hour because there's really nothing changed in the daily. That's just it. The daily takes a while to build. It takes a while to change, right? We know that. So we're going to go to the 4 hour. If you remember, the 4 hour was a little bit bland as well. Same stuff. Had the bearish divergence. Had it here against the MACD. We said we were waiting here for this island to continue building. We did manage to finally move it down to the negative, so we now can confirm this divergence as well. But we were expecting that move, remember? Alrighty. What do I think of near? We'll check it out in a second, man. Why did it pump so hard? Well, we don't know until we look at it. All right, what's happening here with Bitcoin, right? So 4-hour chart again, we had the bearish divergence. We're looking for that potential move down. Remember, we called it, we said maybe down to back to this area, and even the 4-hour was just a quick hit and bounce. So again, markets are becoming volatile. We're in price discovery mode. We know what's happens. We have no real targets. We only have speculated targets as to where Bitcoin can go. And the reason they're not real targets, they're speculative, is because we can't confirm them until we hit them. So whatever it is that we draw to the upside, it's going to be potential. And we can infer it based on, movements that we can expect to see and things of that nature. But all those targets are just potentials, right? Like the support here, it should be a must. So that was what we were expecting. And if we drop below this level, we're going to be expecting to support here at 66,000, right? Because we know those are areas that have held in the past. Well, not so much here recently, but back when we first crossed this line, those areas that we were looking for. And yo, BringFacts, what's up, dude? And that's what we're looking for right now. We're going to be looking for targets to the upside for Bitcoin. So the first one that we're going to do, is from here to here. I just want to go from here to here. I'm going to use the wicks because I want to get some more volatility to be involved in this. Reason being is if I don't include those wicks for volatility and I just leave them at the candle closing, so here and here, you're going to see the fibs become really short. So it already hit kind of like that 1618, which wouldn't be wrong. By all means, that's an area that we want to hit. But I think if we expand them a little bit and we account for the volatility that we're seeing right now, it kind of makes sense considering that we are in a bull run. So we're expecting to see volatility. So considering volatility, it gives us a little bit more of a wilder move to be expected. While if we just consider the bodies, like we're doing right now, it's a little bit more conservative. Now, if it was like really, really wild and we really want to dial it down a little bit, we could get rid of those wicks. So if you just want to do the analysis by doing this and not including the wicks, you could. There's not going to be anything wrong with that. Just targets are going to be smaller. And there's two ways of thinking about this. There's one way of thinking that's saying, well, you got to include the wicks because those are points of trading. And you have to include them for the analysis purposes, right? That's our areas that got hit. And the other way of thinking about it is, well, these are outliers because the price didn't close there, but most of the trading happened, or should have happened, somewhere in between the candle bodies, because that's where we have the most volume, or where we see the candle opening and closing. So if we think about it the second way, then it wouldn't make sense to use the wicks. Okay, if we think about it the first way I explained, it would make sense to use the wicks. Again, the only thing is that you go either candle body to candle body or wick to wick. You don't mix and match. You don't go like body to wick or wick to body, So long as you keep it the same, you're going to get good results, okay? So if we want to go with this one, we're ejecting the 1618. We kind of are coming back down to the zone. So I'm gonna extend this one here. Let's see if I can shift this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this and move it here. I'm just going to place it there. So I want to go with the bodies. There we go. So I'm using the bodies back here. That's what I'm going to target right now. There we go. So candle body. If we go by that body over here, right, for Bitcoin, what we see is that we did hit that 1618 and we're coming back down to the 100% for support. So it kind of makes sense now that we've dumped it down a little bit. So it's good. Yo, Steve, what's up, dude? And Carthago. Yeah, a lot of people coming in. Cali Crop Doc. What's up, dude? A lot of people in the Hiss Hills. Thank you for joining. Thank you for stopping by, man. Real appreciate y'all. And thank you for the kind support. So again, we're in this area. If we do move to the upside, again, and we kind of looked at some of these yesterday very vaguely, we'll be looking at the 2618 as the next target. So next potential price target for Bitcoin would be somewhere up here. Right? So I'm just going to draw this here as a potential target. So I'm just going to drag it there. There's Alt H. And we're also going to use it here, right? So those are targets that Bitcoin needs to get above. And once we do get above those, we're going to be looking at 86,000, right? And then above there, we're going to be looking at 93,000. I know we were looking at like at the 100,000s yesterday when we were doing some other things. But right now, let's take it with baby steps because we haven't quite confirmed the break. We're just confirming that break above the all-time highs, but we haven't backtested anything. And we're just basically trying to go into price discovery. So if we go conservative, we're probably not going to be getting wrecked. Andrew, what's up, dude? Yo, thank you guys for stopping by. It's so great to see everyone from like the old guard stopping by and saying hi. Thank you guys for being here and chilling, being part of this awesome stream. I appreciate y'all, and thank you for the kind support with your views and your likes. All right, so, and Jason as well. Wow, a lot of people. All right, so where are we going to go next? Again, we already talked targets to the outside. We talked downside. I think that's going to be some good areas for us to have. I'm just going to get rid of the fibs. It's just cluttering the chart too much, at least for the short-term moves. And we already know how we fib them, so it's just going to be easy for us to see them again. Okay, so we know this came from fibs, and we know where this is going, okay? All right, so that's Bitcoin the 4 hour. That's going to give us targets for the daily. These are not going to show on the daily, I think, or they might. Let's see if I have them on the daily. I can't remember. We might. Yeah, it's in the 4 hours, and it's on the daily. It's also going to the weekly. But that's good. If it's on the daily, it's all good. Now let's go to the 1 hour charts to Bitcoin. And if you remember, I didn't want to make a bad call on Bitcoin. We were somewhere around here last night when we were looking at this, I think. When was this? Like somewhere around here, I think. Yeah. I think we were somewhere around here. That's the 10th. We were somewhere around here yesterday. And I told you we were just getting that sideways motion, and we didn't have anything on the 1 hour. We were starting to build something bearish, but we didn't quite have a lot of things going on for that bearishness to build. And if you guys remember, what we were looking at was this small movement here that we did mark, and we left on other cryptos. And the reason we left them is because we did have a stronger green bar to anchor them to, even if it was within the same island, right? But here on Bitcoin, we don't have that green bar, right? So it's just all like lighter green. That's what we didn't anchor it here, and that's what we need to leave it here. So again, I'm going to get rid of this, but we know that bearish divergence was developing. We also explained that we didn't have it back here because we were coming higher on the price, right? And we also didn't have any hidden bullish because from here to here, we're coming up higher on the price, but we're also making less of that negative momentum. I think now we're doing some of that hidden divergence, right? Kitty, what's up, dude? Yeah. Jason, yo, let me, yesterday I explained a couple things. I'm going to get to that question shortly. Do I see a recession this year? That's going to be a weird question. I think with the elections and everything that's going on, I don't think a recession might be in the cards yet, but we can further discuss probably later after we finish doing this. But what we're looking at right now is this hidden divergence, right? We didn't have it yesterday. We have it right now, right? Hidden bullish. Getting that continuation, right? And that's something that we talked about yesterday on other coins, on alts. And we said we're going to start creating this hidden bullish. And what that's going to tell us that we're looking for continuation. And that continuation is potentially going to be to the upside. And that's precisely what we're getting. We don't have anything that is extremely bearish. We do have some strong bearish divergence developing. But we didn't have it with a lot of I would say momentum, because the market is so bullish right now that we're not seeing it play. We do have that strong bearish divergence. We have to consolidate. We explained that yesterday. But we just broke all-time highs. So there's a lot of psychological momentum going on that, we're just breaking all-time highs. So I don't think the ball's going to drop as fast, right? I wouldn't be weirded out if we see some consolidation again. And we said, anything that is upsloping consolidation like we have here in daily is going to bring exhaustion. It's going to be buyers' exhaustion. And at some point in time, buyers are going to run out of cash, and they're going to, get exhausted of just purchasing, and trying to push that price higher. And that's just going to be basically be turned over to the bears, right? And that's when we're going to see the price moving down, and we might see some kind of dumping going on, and then, all hell's going to break loose, and people are going to be, no, Bitcoin's going to go down to zero again. Usual crypto market stuff. But we know better. So we need to start consolidating. That we talked about that yesterday. So we went in depth about consolidation and things that could happen like that, right? So right now, I think we do have some good things going on for crypto, right? And I do believe that we could be hitting some of these targets. It's just going to take a little bit of time. And if we take a small movement down, or a slightly larger movement down like we had here a couple days ago, on 1 week ago on Tuesday, we didn't we knew we were going to try to hold that area. And I posted something on Discord, said Bitcoin all-time highs, and I said we might move down. I think Carlico said something, and I said, yeah, we might move down a little bit, but there's going to be a lot of psychological movement getting this to rally and come back up. And that's precisely what we're seeing right now. Right now, we're just getting some resistances at some key areas, mainly the fibs. And again, just Bitcoin, I'm seeing some bearishness. Just hitting bullish. I don't think it's going to be enough to overdo the strong bearish that we have on the daily and the 4 hour. But it certainly could start adding up to where we're not going to drop as hard, or we might get some of that continuation that we're looking for, okay? So Bitcoin, on the 1 hour, I'm going to go bullish. And then Bitcoin on the 4 hour and the daily, I think I'm going to go, bearish-ish. This, I don't think is going to develop more as a negative momentum. And part of the reason is that Bitcoin is not really, it's starting to go up in price. So this movement up is kind of killing that negative momentum. So that hidden bullish that we're looking for on the 4 hour, we're not going to have, right? This from the 1 hour. So we do have that bearishness coming through, right? So that's neutral. We're going to go bearish for Bitcoin in the 4 hour. All right. But again, overall market sentiment is positive, and we're expecting movement to the upside. So let's go check out Ethereum, man. And then we'll look at ADA, because we have people. We have ADA people here, man. Andrew, how's your ADA holding, man? I hope you're still doing good with that. All right. So we're looking at Ethereum, right? We've talked about this. We, for some reason, left fibs out for it. Looking for where we could go bounce if we did drop. Remember, we talked about this. Had a strong bearish divergence. We look for targets. We said, well, that fib happens to just line up here. That 236 happens to line right at here at like 3,629. So that was a target that we were looking for Ethereum on a movement down. And we already know that Ethereum hasn't gone to all-time highs. So we were still expecting to see, Ethereum move higher. Stephen Hills saying ADA is alive. All right. Lagging indicator. Yep. All right. So again, we had. Oh no, that's super zoomed out. Zoomed in a lot. Again, we had that bearish divergence. Again, daily. It's just basically unchanged. Like daily takes time. It's just. I'm thinking about like doing the daily like once a week, once a week, because we're really not getting anything happening on a daily. It's just like, it's kind of there. I mean, I might just check it before like the stream starts, and if there's something worth mentioning, I might look at it. Other than that, just like it's not really doing a lot on the daily, right? So again, came back down here to support. Yes, we kind of talked about it when we were looking at the 4 hour chart yesterday, and we're bouncing on it. That's good. I mean, really nothing else going on. It's just okay. It's moving sideways a little bit, having some of that hidden divergence coming in from the 1 hour. We're going to see it in a second. But the 4 hour is also very much unchanged from yesterday. There's really nothing else going on here. And if we want to get targets like we did for Bitcoin, I would be looking for what we already have to the upside, but we could fib this. And this is just a one candle drop. It was significant. Don't get me wrong, it was a 10% drop. So we could just fib this one like that, using the bodies. And then we're going to see that, right where we haven't hit here is 1618, just like where Bitcoin hit and did its U-turn. So again, we're seeing that the market, although, like I said, market dominance is not playing a big factor as it did in the past, Bitcoin is still dominating the market. And that Bitcoin domination that we're seeing is reflecting here on Ethereum. And part of that reflection is it's just stopping at the 1618, just like Bitcoin did. So the movements are very similar. If we were to measure them, we're getting to the same result. Now, the 2618 happens to be at an area that we have here marked. So that's up for 1,442. And then the 3618 happens to be at the all-time high. So again, if Bitcoin reaches those targets and Ethereum is just following at the same level, then basically Ethereum is going to reach all-time highs by the time Bitcoin is doing the 3618. And I think that was going to put Bitcoin around like the over $88,000, right? And so again, it's just Ethereum's not pushing, or it's not pulling as much money from the markets as Bitcoin is right now. Okay, so that's basically what we can infer from looking at this. And then the 4618 is just a little bit higher. I'm just going to leave that there. I don't think it's going to do us any wrong here. It's not as cluttered as a Bitcoin chart. I'm just going to leave this one here just for us to reference tomorrow and see how that's working. But what do we have here, man? 1 hour. Had the bearish divergence. Same story. Right here we had the hidden bullish develop as well. Now getting that action to the upside. It's just like it's a Bitcoin clone, right? Again, Bitcoin's telling the market what to do. Bitcoin's playing a tune and everyone's dancing to it. And very similar to what we did with Bitcoin. We're just going to do it here. And on the 1 hour, I'm just going to say it's bullish, right? Bitcoin hour is bullish. 4 hour and daily is bearish, right? That's what we got going on right now. 4 hour and daily is bearish. That's it. There's really no other way of looking at it. Also, no point in spending more time here. We already have the targets, upside and downside. We just called upside, and then downside we have the support. So I'm just going to go to the 4 hour and call them out. So if we do move down again, we're going to be looking at support at 3,873. Then we're going to be looking at 3,642, and then the downside 3,539. Those are potential targets. Upside we already discussed, so I'm not going to go over those again. All right, let's jump onto ADA. ADA's recovering. I think it's far from all-time highs. If I'm not mistaken, it's farther than Ethereum is. Okay. All right, let's see what's happening here. ADA on the daily. All right, so we're even targeting slightly higher when we were looking at this, I think, and we're looking for that bearish divergence. So is this from the daily or is it from the 4 hour? I think it's going to be from the daily. Yeah, it is from the daily. So we're targeting slightly higher probably when we were looking at this yesterday or somewhere. So we have the bearish divergence, potential fraction to the downside, and just like with Bitcoin and the rest, we got it. Right, precise, exact move. Everyone in the market did the same thing, dropped and pumped a little bit, and now we're going for recovery. Some are recovering better than others, right? Bitcoin was recovering what it lost yesterday. ADA's still lagging. So ADA would need to get up here to this zone at like 77 cents, 77.7 for it to like start doing better, right? So ADA, again, it's lagging a bit more as far as price, right? It still has to come like all the way up here to like $3. So ADA, it's like a loaded project, right? It just needs like that spark to get to like just burst and like go insanely high. Yeah, so it's really, really lagging when compared to Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? I want to go to a different ADA chart. I just want to see something here. Yeah, this is what I was trying to look for. And I'm going to look at this, but I want to look at it on the weekly. And I think in the weekly is not going to make sense. But I had an idea that I want to play around with now that I was looking at this. And yeah, it's not here on the weekly. So I just needed to get that confirmation because what I was going to propose for ADA was something that, you know, it would have looked something like this, where, you know, somewhere around here, we're like spiking. So we have this small J that forms. And then I was going to say, oh, look, we could be going for what could seem like a cup and handle, but that cup doesn't have the best looking shape, right? It's also not like a double bottom. It kind of like, it looks like a double bottom more than a cup and handle. I really wish it would have been a cup and handle because it would have been beautiful, you know, to look at it. But on the weekly, it's just looking potentially like a double bottom of sorts. So I'm going to zoom in here, see where this low is. Yeah. So we could be looking at ADA as forming out what would seem to be a potential double bottom. Okay. And again, that's a reversal. This already happened in the past, right? If we would have been here live when this was happening, we would probably point it out, and we know we would expect that moving to the upside and whatnot. But right now, what I was going for was potentially seeing if we had that cup and handle. Because if that was cup and handle, we're just breaking that lip, and we had a lot of potential for movement, right? But it is not a cup and handle, so no point in dwelling on that thought. Let's keep moving off to other things, pretty things. Let's see what else is going on here. Let's go back to a regular ADA chart and see what we have on the smallest timescales. XRP looks like XRP it's okay. It's not the worst. Like a lot of people like hate it, or a lot of people love it. I don't think it should be a dividing asset. Like that's never been my thought on crypto, by the way. Everything that is crypto related is just, it's good. right? If you're into crypto, that's good. Doesn't matter which one you're in. Like, I don't think we need to go tribal on those things. All right, so ADA 4-hour chart. We didn't have anything bearish yesterday. We talked about that. We didn't have anything, so we're going up higher, more positive momentum, higher still. Also, we didn't have anything bullish, so not a lot. Again, resistance at like 75, but that's about it. Let's go to the 1 hour. And again, very similar things for ADA. So really, even from this movement here, we're not having that divergence, right? It's just about the same. I'm just going to zoom in here. So from the previous island, we're coming up higher, more positive momentum, higher on the other side within the same island, right? Same thing happening. So ADA wasn't really doing a lot until today when it started to develop this year. Not from here, well, from here as well. Some hidden bullish, right? Hidden bullish divergence, and we had the possibility for action to the upside. But that would be it. I mean, it's just like Bitcoin had that hidden divergence. That's it. But if we were to fib this like we did with Bitcoin and Ethereum on that drop they got, it would need to be on the 4 hour, and it would be here. But we're not, unlike Ethereum and Bitcoin, we're not doing that recovery, right? So that'll be just in the bodies. And we know Ethereum and Bitcoin had hit that 1618. ADA hasn't. It's just not pushing, right? It's not going higher. False flags. What's up, dude? So yeah, that's it for ADA, man. I mean, we have targets to the upside. Need to get above that 74-cent mark. All right, need to get above that 75-cent mark first. Then 78.4. Then we get above this previous 100% or 100% for the fibs. That would be 792. Then 889. And then $1.45 before that, like 95 cents. Those were the targets for ADA to the upside. If we do drop again, we're gonna be looking at supports there. Snap! I hit something and I changed charts. Come back, ADA. Yeah, that was good, man. That was good. I'm good. I'm happy to be back. All right, so yeah, moving down again. 618, 50%, 382, dropping all to like the period 0 would be at support. 64.2. Those will move to the downside. All right, that's what I could foresee on ADA. All right, allow someone said XRP. I'm just gonna check real quick. Someone had said something earlier. I'm not even sure if that guy XYEAG is here. He said near. So if he's here, we'll do it. If he's not here, I'm just gonna look for like comments from people that are here, and then we'll see what else is happening. Yeah. All right. Going to that recession question. I don't think we're gonna be looking much for a recession right now. As far as I can see, at least not for this year. There's a lot of things happening. I think what we're gonna see with the elections is definitely gonna play a bigger impact, and we're gonna see politics come into play. Where I don't think they're gonna allow for a recession to go right. I don't, unless they're planning on losing the elections and they want to leave the party that's going to be taking power in a bad standing. But I mean, whoever it is that wins, I don't think they want to shoot themselves in the foot. So I don't think they're going to allow for the markets and the country to go into a recession, right? Regarding that question, so I'm not sure. We're looking for a recession. All right, so I'm just, again, going here real quick over some comments. Say this live, lagging, yeah. What else, man? Ethereum to Bitcoin blitz continues. Imagine what happens when that bear gets... Yeah, right. All right, then what else? If I reliable place it to it. Yeah. So, again, I'm trying to catch up with the comments real quick. And, Velo. Okay. Yeah, we can check that out. It was Velo and on Mexi payment protocol on XLM. Okay. Shit, man. I'm not even sure I'm looking at the right thing then. Like, there's some other stuff here. I'm not finding that one in particular. KuCoin is fine. All right, let's go with that one. Oh, look at first step. Did it let me? Did it open it, or was it telling me that I already had too many open? Oh wow. Ha. Don't make me upgrade to open it up. The thing is, I have it loaded with a lot of stuff. My watch list has more than 30 like things there, man. I'm just gonna show this here real quick. My watch list is full, so I would need to like empty a lot of things, man. They didn't used to have a limit on the watch list before, and right now my watch list has like it's like overloaded, man. Look, like that's my watch list. I can scroll for a long time, so like that's my watch list of things. And they brought it down to 30. So for me to be able to like bring that one up in particular right now, I would have to clear like a lot of things. So what I want to do is I might post it in the Discord, man, because I have like many things. It's just everything that was requested at any point in time. I didn't know they were like limiting it, so it's all good. Yeah. Yeah, alt ETFs, man. That's gonna be an interesting topic. I think right now is see how the Bitcoin ETF continues going. And I think there was some comments saying that El Salvador was set to be like super rich if like Bitcoin like keeps going to all-time highs and keeps pumping higher. So a lot of people were laughing at El Salvador once they made Bitcoin part of their official currency. And I think in El Salvador people are probably extremely happy that they did it. Yeah, they suffered through a bear market, but now that we're hitting all-time highs, they're probably much better than whenever they got into the markets. So that's that. Probably a lot of people that were in here were in pain. You know, Tesla. I'm not sure if Tesla ended up selling or not. And, I also have no idea whatever happened to Michael Saylor, because I know he was like getting into a lot of trouble because he was over leveraged on Bitcoin. Maybe now he was like, haha, I told you guys you needed to wait, or something like that. I have no clue how much trouble he could be in or could have been in. Last year, almost a year, I stopped streaming on May of last year and came back yesterday. So it's been almost a year. I haven't looked at crypto. Like, I haven't been looking at news. I haven't been looking at markets. I haven't been doing anything crypto related for like a year. I just needed to like detox from a lot of things. Doing streams, it just started to become like heavy, and it started to feel more like a chore than something that I was enjoying. And I like streaming, and I enjoy streaming. It's just at that point in time, it was just like, wow, man, it's just tired, man. Like, I got to go live again. There's really nothing to talk about. The markets are just stagnant. We're not going anywhere. And don't get me wrong, you didn't have to do anything with the bear market. It was just, I was getting burned out. I was just getting burned out from like doing it for like 3 years in a row. When we started in 2019, stopped in 2022, and we were doing it daily for like the better part of those 3 years, just like the last 6 months of those 3 years, or a little bit over 3 years. So those last 6 months of those 3 years and a half almost is when I just basically slowed down and started taking like once a week or whenever I was available. So I was getting really burned out from this, and I just needed to take time to like get that feeling to go away. And, wanted to come back in here and do this with energy and with excitement and, feeling like it's a good thing again. And it's not like, oh, man, I got to do it again. So, yeah. And I'm doing the graphics and changing the layout of the channel and thinking how to make things more enjoyable and easier and, what else to do with the channel to get it to grow. And it's just been like a process. So I stopped doing a lot of YouTube related things. I stopped looking at the markets. I stopped looking at the news. I stopped looking at crypto Twitter. Like, I wouldn't even log onto Twitter unless, like, people told me, you got to check this out. It was just extremely rare that I stopped and looked at something in the market. Like, I hadn't opened my charts in a long time. I hadn't shifted anything. So all of the lines that we have here on this charts, except from, what we're doing, yesterday and today, all those lines were there from a long time ago. Hey, still doing better than BitBoy? Huh. Yeah. Oh, I heard what happened to him. Kind of sucks, but, Yeah, I know, Jason. Right? That's a good analogy for it. So streams, I'm gonna be trying to stream daily, sorta, except Wednesdays. My wife does something on Wednesdays night, afternoon, and I might not be able to stream on Wednesdays. Probably gonna be on the weekends. I might be off, unless Saturday I might be here. I'm still figuring out what the schedule is gonna look like in the times, particularly because I moved over to the Pacific Coast. So now I'm in like Baja California time zone. So I'm like 2 hours behind. I think right now it's like 1 hour behind from where I used to be, but it's still 2 hours behind Central. And that just makes it to where if I were to stream at the same time I used to stream before, it would be like 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. that I had to do the stream, and that's my kids are still up at that time. But basically, we're having dinner, putting them to bed, so it just goes into my family time, and that's something that I don't want to be sacrificing to do this. So I want to do this, and I want to make it fun and enjoyable, but I also want to be sacrificing my family for that. So yeah. Yeah. I can also stream at the London Open. I have no idea even when the London... on the London... you mean London opening time? Opening hours? Maybe, man. I mean, I want to make it to like a lot of you guys are able to still be here, right? So I want to make it when you guys are still like able to come in here and join. I like otherwise, like just if I stream to myself and then it's just not much fun. I'm closer to Vegas. Yeah, I'm closer to Vegas, man. 2 years ago, guys. 2 years ago, we were in Vegas doing a stream with a couple of guys here from the community. That was a good bunch of fun. And I still have pending to do that video. I even put that away. It's like I have all the videos downloaded into my computer. I just never sat down and started editing them. Yeah, ready for round 2. I know. And BitBoy won his boxing match. That's awesome, dude. I'm glad that he's doing exercise and taking things seriously and replacing whatever problems and addictions he had with, boxing or whatever it is that he's doing now, MMA. That's good. Yeah. Alrighty, so that's going to be it for tonight. Again, like I said, I'm not sure how long streams are going to go for or what the schedule is going to look like. Tomorrow is Wednesday. So tomorrow I'm not going to be here. Thursday I'm going to be here. Alright, and we're going to see where that goes. So, Paul Flag says he's 100 air now. Awesome. Yeah. That's awesome, guys. All right, that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you guys for watching. Again, if you enjoyed the stream, hit the like, the bell, the sub. Join us in the Discord. Links have gone out. It's great to see you all back here again today. We're going to talk crypto, talk some coins. Going to see what else we could do. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate you all. Enjoy seeing you guys back, and I'll catch you again sometime soon for another edition of TSO Crypto, guys. Until then.